How does one create history? By beginnings? Wars? Innovation? Success? In over 200 pages, explore 50 years of WWE's historical reign in sports entertainment. WWE 50. Available March 31st. Pre-order now online or wherever books are sold.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Harley Race.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
This is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans, welcome to another installment of the Wrestling Insiders. I'm Dan Marotti, along with the host with the most, John Cena Sr. Long time no see, compadre.
That's what they tell me, Dan, but we're on track. We're doing what we need to do. We've discussed some big issues, some bigger issues coming to the front. Always a pleasure.
We are counting down the days to the Millennium Wrestling Federation's Wrestlethon, Telethon, PBS Eat Your Heart Out, beginning this Sunday, September the 14th, running all the way through September the 21st. Great rewards. You're looking to bring TV 14 pro wrestling, history, and news together with an edge. That's impressive. Something different than what you see right now.
It's time. It's time to bring back what people want. It's time to give people what they're asking for. The PG era is nice, but wait till you see what I'm going to bring back. And wait till you see who I'm going to bring back.
Now, there was a great graphic that was produced that had a lot of different questions on there.
It was kind of like Cena's revenge. Who will Cena Sr. bring back? And there were all kinds of pictures there. Bobby Lashley, Al Snow, they were, just pick Devon Dudley. They were all just right there.
They look like little toys in your hand.
And they are, because they're the talent. And Danny boy, I'm the money. And there are some of those people in that picture, as the Iron Sheik would say.
Wow.
I would not.
The Iron Sheik was in the picture, I believe.
Shiki Pepe, anytime you like, come here, I'll bring you back. I'd take the Iron Sheik at the drop of a hat. There are other people in that picture. You see what I just did? Iron Sheik style. I would not waste my time. I would not waste my money, unlike some other promoters that I know. Surprises? You like surprises? You wait and see what happens at the next MWF.
And this Netflix-style presentation is something of great interest, too.
It's new.
It's never been done before.
It's brand new. It's something that has been a long time coming. It's an idea that I've had for a long time, a long while. I think the fans are going to be astounded at what they see and how they see it. It is in no way meant to be competition with the greatest product out there right now, the WWE Network for $99.99.
It's a nice compliment to it.
It is a compliment to it. And I think that if I were a wrestling fan, and I am a wrestling fan, I would definitely have the WWE Network. How can you go wrong for $9.99? The pay-per-views alone pay for the product. And then grab on to the MWF new Netflix-style presentation. I tell you, you get the best of both worlds.
Unbelievable, Johnny. Let's talk a little bit more about what's going on, some of the hot topics in the world of professional wrestling. Rob Van Dam, all done with WWE once again.
Rob Van Dam. Your choice, up or down. What do you think of this man is your is your choice. I choose to believe, and I've worked with Rob Van Dam a couple of times, great individual, very, very talented individual. And I mean that. My thumbs up to Rob Van Dam, but typically Rob comes in for a year, year and a half, takes time off, does a movie, comes back again. Let's see where Van Dam goes from here.
His latest two stints with the company were over only a few months each, but they really didn't do a heck of a lot with him this go around.
No, I think that Van Dam, like other older stars, if I may use that, are being lost in the shuffle to a certain extent. And so even though Rob can wrestle, he's still over with some of the fans. It's not that Van Dam explosion you had before. So you use him where you can, when you can. But I think Rob will be back.
Well, another individual expected to hit the road after Night of Champions, a man you've gotten physical with in the past, Y2J Chris Jericho.
I'll tell you
another
something.
One of your enemies.
Yes, yes, yes. I sound like Daniel Bryan now. Chris Jericho, I cannot say enough good things about Chris Jericho. Outstanding human being, great professional wrestler, tremendous entertainer, the best there ever was. But you know what? Chris has been known to. He makes it public. He doesn't make any bones about it. I'm here till Fozzy starts its tour, and then I'm gone. But in the meantime, Chris Jericho gives every single fan 250% in that ring.
250%.
And with his promos.
Not
Absolutely.
110.
Give him 250. See, you're cheap. That's why you're not like me.
Well, Chris Jericho has his third autobiography coming out in October. I think that'll be a great read.
You know what, Dan?
Oh, wait a minute.
Books are egos. One's enough. How many stories can you tell me about the same person? 3 times?
His first 2 were great.
Well, that's good, but you know what? 2 home runs.
He was on this program back when the second one was released.
I understand, but 2 home runs. Now you're going to go for a third? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I mean, you may be interested in reading a third autobiography. That's your decision. I've had enough.
Will we see a John Cena Sr. autobiography someday?
I doubt you'll ever see that.
Why is that? You have a lot of stories to tell yourself.
You know, believe what you will about me. I raised my sons, and I was brought up with something called humility and humbleness. Even when I wrestle or manage, it's not about me, and it really isn't. It's about the person I represent in the ring or the promotion that I'm working for. That's all I am.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well,
you headlined Raw. You were on a 3.71 segment back in November 2011.
It was very kind of
your friend John Taffer from Bar Rescue can't even say that.
I'm honored that they allowed me to do that, and it was a fun time. And but an autobiography, I'm not too sure people would be interested in an autobiography of my life.
I'd be interested in it.
Well, that's one copy that would sell, so maybe if I write it, I'll give you the manuscript.
There you go. Well, Johnny, we get more comings and goings. What about the perhaps imminent departure from TNA of Bully Ray? Contract is coming up, and he stated to at least the locker room at a TNA live event, he's not sure if he'll be back.
Well, Devon's down there now. Bully Ray is there. I guess the question really remains with, can you give me the guarantee that I'm looking for? You know, TNA is another market basket situation. Daddy's put up all the money. Dixie Carter has done what she can to keep the boat afloat. My prediction is very simple. Bully Ray definitely not going to the WWE, and I don't think he's going to be staying with TNA. I don't think they can afford him. Not that he's not good talent. He certainly is. He certainly can develop. He certainly has done a great job with the character, but I don't think they can give him the upside that he's looking for. My prediction is Bully Ray is finished in TNA, and you will not see him in WWE.
Where does that leave the Dudleys, Team 3D?
Team 3D, it leaves them as it left them before. Individual professional wrestlers, single-style wrestlers. Whether they come together on the outside in the independent scene, which you can do at TNA, they allow you to go out and do your thing. I would think that would be a smart thing to do at this stage of the game. Devon has a wrestling school. There's a lot of things that can happen out there.
All right, well, we'll see what happens with the Dudleys in the coming weeks. Very surprising considering the Dudleys were to be inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame at Bound for Glory this fall. It'd be kind of a lousy induction if they're not there.
Well, let's not worry about the Hall of Fame. Let's hope the TNA is still there. They're talking about TV deals here and TV deals there. Spike TV said we'll carry it to the end of the year. You know, the problem you have here is you've got a good product. I know you and I have a difference of opinion. Get rid of the six-sided ring. It's just like a Brock Lesnar. Bring it out when you need it for a special event. Keep people guessing. Use the talent, the good talent you have. Change the writing staff that you have. Bring professional wrestling back. Bring what people are looking for back. Two furniture stores on the same street. I think TNA could be a viable competitor with WWE if it were handled correctly. Problem is, you have a young lady who has no idea what this business is all about, getting put through a table. Nice, if that's what it takes to make you the heroine or the bad person. Money is now becoming very scarce. Talent is becoming very nervous. The crowds they were drawing are now diminishing. So their last pay-per-view was very, very embarrassing as far as total numbers. So TNA really has to definitely regroup with people who understand and know this business.
Well, so I think it's a very good sign that TNA extended them at least through the end of December.
Spike?
While they either come to terms for some kind of renewal with Spike or to give them more time to find a new home on television. I don't think any wrestling fan really wants TNA to go away. It'd be a terrible, terrible thing for such a genre that's kind of boxed into what it is to begin with. Losing another promotion, losing more jobs would be a horrible thing. I don't think people can say what they want about WCW at the end, about ECW and so on, but is there anyone that would disagree that this industry as a whole wouldn't be in a better place as it is right now if WCW and ECW still operated in their own?
No, because as I said before, two furniture stores on the same street are good for competition.
Well, I don't get why some people laugh and scoff at everything that TNA is going through right now. They've made a lot of mistakes, but you know what? For what are they, 12 years in now? They've done a lot of things right to still be on national television every week, providing people with a full-time living in a landscape that's very difficult to do that on.
Jeff Jarrett has not made his appearance yet, so get ready. When Jarrett's promotion hits the streets, I think that's going to either make or break TNA completely. And then we'll see how viable they are against WWE. When you're the only ice cream stand on the street, and I don't mean that in a bad way, you can do whatever you want when you want. TNA could beef themselves up. They could really do some good stuff there. I mean, I said it last show, I'll say it this show. They let people like Chris Daniels go. They let Frankie Kazarian go. I mean,
well, you know, at the same time, some people have to have a piece of humble pie. That's nothing against who you just mentioned, but at some point you have to say, look, we have wrestled for this company for X amount of years. The company isn't making a profit. They're trying to stay alive. You know, maybe the pay scale has to be adjusted a little bit. The same could be said for Bubba Ray. He's been a top guy there since day one.
Well, WWE has adjusted their pay scales. Whether the talent is going to be happy about that or not, I don't know. It's none of my business. I really don't care because you have a choice. The choice is you can stay or you can leave. Bubba Ray is getting along in years, Mr. Bully Ray. Whether he's going to continue to be the character he is or not, or whether he's going to say, okay, I'll work for this kind of money, that's a decision that has to be made. Can always say I'll work for this kind of money, but I have the right to work for any independent promotions that ask me to go anywhere, anytime. Maybe he'll supplement his income that way. I think TNA really has to sit down and have a business plan. I don't think they had that. I think that they thought Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff were the saviors of the world. And nothing against Hogan, nothing against Bischoff, but I will tell you this, they didn't save anything. So I think now is the time to regroup, to bring this little company, you know, total nonstop action, bring it together, find people out there who understand the business. You know, and I'm just going to rattle names off. You got Bruce Pritchard, you know, you've got Jimmy Cornette, you've got Dangerous Danny Davis, not the guy up here, the guy down at OVW. I mean, you've got people who understand. Paul Heyman, and I know he'll never leave WWE, and I don't mean that, Paul.
It was a very decent shot of him going in a few years back.
And he should have done it, because there's a man.
I don't think that was on his decision. TNA just wouldn't give him what he wanted as far as the pencil, so to speak.
Terrible mistake,
yeah,
because
big mistake.
Because he's the one guy, and I really mean this, the one guy that would turn that right around. Yep, and I think Dixie Carter and the rest of those Bubba Jubbas down there just really didn't get the message. But I think if they do that, they can regain their fan base. I think they can have a decent run. Then you'll have WWE, TNA, and Jarrett's promotion. Now, let's see who wins.
What still gets me with TNA, and I have a lot of friends there, I respect the company, I want it to succeed, I want it to thrive, but if Spike TV supposedly does not want Vince Russo involved with your organization, why shoot yourself in the foot and give him a job when he has provided no results anytime he's ever been in there?
I wonder if Russo is a scapegoat for failure. I wonder if, and I don't think Spike TV has animosity against any one individual. I think it's the bottom line that dictates whether I keep you on or not. Russo has been known to destroy everything he's touched. So why TNA would even deal with this person is another story for another time.
Even if you thought he was good, even if the fans loved what he was doing, if this television partner that you have puts the foot down and makes you feel like, geez, we don't want him around, you don't have him around.
I agree, but you know, the other thing I say is...
And it could be a very costly mistake for them if they don't get renewed sometime soon. They cannot afford to go dark.
Well, my prediction is they're going to go dark. They've been picked up in some foreign countries for TV. Nothing right yet in the United States, as far as I know. And sometimes maybe going dark isn't a bad thing, because what happens now is you're forced to sit down and look at the big picture. You're forced to draw the business plan, and you're forced to go out and find those people who truly understand Tom Pritchard, Bruce Pritchard, you know, Dangerous Danny Davis, Jimmy Cornette. I mean, these people are geniuses in the world of professional wrestling.
You know, I think that going dark would be great for any promotion every year, but you have the fans' minds conditioned that professional wrestling is a weekly form of entertainment. If all of a sudden it's gone, like just the simple move from Thursday to Wednesday on Spike TV, a lot of those fans didn't come along right away because they don't know about it yet, whether it's because they have other things to do, whether it's because they're not accustomed to it yet. I'd like to see, like I said, everyone go dark to give everybody a break, including the fans, from seeing the same people over and over again. I just think TNA needs to have some form or some platform to present themselves on without going completely dark, because it happened before when they went from Fox Sports to Spike TV, but that was a big upgrade. I don't see a big upgrade for them coming this go around.
TNA is like Christopher Columbus. He had no direction. He just found America by chance. And TNA, it has no direction. There's nobody pointing the compass. She doesn't know whether to cry or laugh. There's no direction there. Nobody's providing good direction. Everybody wants their shine, if that's a good word to use in the professional wrestling business. So until that changes, and until they realize that this is a business and you run it like a business with business decisions, TNA will be the Drano product for the whole month. Flush quick, because it's gone. And I'm going to tell you, if they don't pull their stuff together, I don't care where else they have TV deals, the fan base will dissolve and go away.
All right. Your fabulous opinions. We have two more topics to touch upon. We'll be back after this brief timeout.
You already know Kowloon Restaurant, established in 1950 and spanning 4 generations, serves a multi-Asian menu. Did you also know that Kowloon Restaurant is New England's premier Asian dining and entertainment complex, serving Cantonese, Szechuan, Thai, and Polynesian cuisine? And did you know that Kowloon Restaurant is also the home of the finest Japanese sushi? If you haven't dined at Kowloon Restaurant lately, then you simply haven't dined at Kowloon. Kowloon Restaurant, Route 1 North in Saugus.
Wrestling fans, welcome back. Wrestling Insiders, I'm Dan Marotti with Mr. Cena. Lots to talk about, Johnny, as usual, here in the MWF and around the wrestling world. Let's talk about this, though. What about Kurt Angle? Contract coming up in September. Now, this month, it's September now. Contract up with TNA. Could he go back to WWE?
I don't think WWE is really interested in Kurt Angle. I think if Kurt Angle was healthier, there's a man that might be able to face Brock Lesnar.
For sure.
I would definitely. I would pay to see the match. That would be a good match. Two collegiate wrestlers, Olympic wrestlers, suplex specialists, if you want to put it that way. I would think that might be a brilliant move. However, with Angle's past, and we all have demons.
Substance abuse issues. The demon word annoys me to no end.
Well,
they're not possessed by ghosts, and this isn't The Exorcist. They do drugs and drink, some of them, and they become addicts.
But you have
Why can't people say that?
But you have to understand something, that
no one forced them to do it.
I agree with you 100%. But the word demon is a good thing, because if you remember, in the early days of alcohol, it was called the demon rum. It was called the demon whiskey. And so some terms just have an ability to stick. When I say we all have demons, maybe you beat your wife. Maybe you hang your children from the ceiling.
Beat me.
Well, I'm sure. But you know what? That's a demon factor. So yeah, Kurt Angle has some serious alcohol problems, and he had some serious drug abuse problems.
He broke his neck.
I understand that. He had some serious...
More than once.
I understand that. But it doesn't give you the right or the reason to go out. And I don't know, because I'm not in his shoes. I don't suffer that pain. I know that I've had pain. I know what that it's like. But not to the extent that you have it 24/7. So, I have a philosophy in life, and unlike yours, I don't really care about the past. If you've hurt me in the past, that is the past. We should be able to put things back together and start for the present and develop a positive future. And if that can't be done, then let us still be friends, and we can still be friends and agree to disagree and move on in our separate ways. People have a tendency today to hate. When you hate, you hold on to that hate, and hate is poison. And I say to all the fans the same thing I've said to my sons: be careful you don't drink your own poison. It will destroy you. And Kurt Angle has created his own poison. He's created his whole screwed up life, if I can use that word. And now he wants to come back into the WWE, but I understand that I can't work the schedule that you really need me to work. Well, again, I'm only going to go back to Brock Lesnar. Who can make you more money, Lesnar or Angle? I say both used correctly could make you a lot of money. The question
especially
is,
at a time like we mentioned, the roster is so stale, especially with the top.
You bring him in
star.
like you have a Lesnar, and you bring him in as a heel or a face, and you really start working these young men to bring them where they need to be. Because I can see the top stars, and I mean the top stars working to produce and to help these young men get to the top. Everybody knows that it ends sometime, and it ends. You're not on top forever. So everybody is willing to help everybody get where they need to go. Bring a guy in like Angle, valuable asset, a lot of knowledge, a lot of ability. I think the concern here now is, do I need the adverse publicity? Do I need the fact that you can't pass a drug test? Do I need the fact that, okay, you might be okay this week, and next week you're going to be DUI and I'm going to have you in front of a judge? I don't need those kinds of things. So I guess it all breaks down to how bad Kurt Angle wants to get back in what he's willing to give, and how really bad WWE sees the need for Kurt Angle.
45 years old. He proposed doing 8 dates a month, which apparently was turned down or not even seriously considered by WWE. Would you even bring him in for a short-term storyline arc, just to see what you had left in him? I mean, bringing him in for one pay-per-view, it could help the network a great deal as far as curiosity buys go.
I would bring him in. I would bring him in. I'd feed him to Lesnar a couple of times. I definitely would do that, because I think that there's a good match there. I'm sorry, maybe
I'll tell you this, the majority of the fans that watch right now were not around at WrestleMania 19 when those two wrestled each other.
Okay, so they need to see that. And they'll be very, very happy at what they see and surprised at the way both of these men can move in this ring. So I think, yeah, I don't say you bring them back on a 3-year guarantee or a 4. So you want to come back? We'll bring you back the way we brought back Lesnar. 1 year, here's the dates you're going to work, and here's how you're going to work. End of story. At the end of the year, if it works, fine. During the interim, if it doesn't work, that's fine too. How many talents have they done this with and continue to pay them? So why, you know what? I don't know who's behind it or what's behind it, but to me, it's like Las Vegas. Take the dice, take Kurt Angle and roll him. Take a shot. If Kurt wants it bad enough, he'll take your offer. If WWE is willing to gamble, it can work out for both people.
I think a low risk, high reward for both of them would really benefit both, I'm sure, Angle and the company itself, but that remains to be seen. But last but not least, Big Dave Bautista hit a home run at the box office.
My man, Dave.
Galaxy of the Guardians, is that the name? The Guardians of the Galaxy? Is that the name
Guardians
of
of the Galaxy, and I'm going to tell the fans right now, if you haven't seen it, get out your money, run. Don't walk, run to the local theater, as they say up in Maine. Get there and see this movie. I tell you something, my hat's off to you, Dave. You found your niche. You, my friend, stole the show. Amazing.
Is that good?
I've seen it twice. I'm going to go see it a third time at IMAX.
Wow.
At Jordan's in Reading to give them a plug. And after that, I'm going to the Kowloon, the best restaurant around.
Right here, baby.
For
Andy
Chinese
Wong,
food.
you're a quality human being, brother.
So
nobody brings it like him.
If you haven't been to see Guardians of the Galaxy, I know this is coming out on DVD, in 3D, and regular Blu-ray in November. Don't wait. Go to the theater. See it on the 8-story screen at IMAX at Jordan's.
Is it that big?
The sound, the whole. Dave Bautista, you don't need to get back into wrestling, my friend. You have found your niche. Be what you want to be. Come back when you want to come back. Play the dates that you need to play and have some fun. But Dave, my hat's off to you, brother. You did a tremendous job. The movie is outstanding. It's already grossed, I don't know, $534 million, more than any other movie out there. It's put Captain America down to number 2. It's blown out Hercules, which is understandable.
That wasn't any good? No.
So my whole thing is, you know what? Good luck, Dave. God bless you, my friend. And we all want to let the fans know, and you need to know, Dave's in the sequel that they're making now.
He makes it sound like from interviews he's done in promoting the movie that he realizes his time in the ring may be coming to an end and he wants one last run with a little bit of creative input to it. How would you like to see Bautista end things in WWE? I think he'd be a great opponent for Brock Lesnar.
You took the words out of my mouth. They build Bautista as the beast. Why not put a beast against a beast? Why not take a Kurt Angle? Now you've got Angle, Bautista, 2 opponents already. Worthy opponents to go up against Brock Lesnar. If Dave Bautista comes back, he's got to be jacked like he is in this movie. It's the Dave Bautista that you and I remember. I mean, even though he's got this crazy makeup on, all red and pink, and he is jacked. And that's the person that WWE has to bring back. This muscular beast, the beast, Dave Bautista. That's who needs to come back. You need to bring back Leviathan from the OVW days, the man in chains who literally destroyed everybody in OVW. This guy was outstanding.
Well, Bautista, at no fault of his own, hit a couple of bumps on the road in this comeback. Maybe some time away will have done him some good, and I don't think being involved in such a blockbuster movie will hurt the cause.
I think Dave has finally opened his eyes. He's seen the world as he needs to see it. He's had some bad luck and good luck in this business and in his own personal life. Again, if you haven't seen this movie, take the little Marati, shoot right down to the IMAX there in Reading. Get yourself an ice cream at Richardson's Ice Cream. The banana splits are outstanding. When you're done with the movie and the ice cream, head to the Kowloon restaurant. You can't go wrong there. Andy, it's fantastic. Bobby, thanks. Get down there and enjoy yourself. But don't miss Guardians of the Galaxy, because I'll tell you what, when it comes out on Blu-ray 3D, DVD, it's part of my collection. You don't want to miss this movie. I'm telling you right now.
Well, the next episode we can discuss Leprechaun Origins a little bit. WWE's latest release. Hornswoggle serves as the little leprechaun. Very different than the original, but we can talk about that next time. We're running out of time again, Johnny. I mean, so much to talk, not enough time, but WrestleThon is upon us. Just days becoming hours. Sunday, September the 14th through Sunday, September the 21st. TV 14 Wrestling, history and videos with an edge. It's going to be a happening, Johnny. But I want to know what this surprise is. You got to give me some kind of a hint. What is your announcement?
It's a surprise.
You got to give me something.
What do you want me to give you?
A hint.
A hint of what?
What you're going to announce?
What am I going to announce? Something big, something huge, something that everybody's going to want to see and everybody's going to be at.
Well, you heard it from the man himself, folks. Until next time, I'm Dan Marotti. For Mr. Cena, we hope you are well. Join us for WrestleThon beginning Sunday, September the 14th at BostonWrestling.com.